Welcome back to Suladan Plays Driftmoon Enchanted Edition. Last time we came to the docks, to the tropical docks that are for some reason frozen. We also accidentally lost a wolf pup, but that was, that was, I assure you, not my fault. And I'm sure that he's fine. I'm sure that he's fine. And this Dagoo is not going to come hunt us down later for accidentally flinging the pup off into the void. Or he'll have respawned. Okay. There he is. Yeah, he fixed himself. Okay, so due to the technical difficulty, in the interest of trying to be thorough, I am going to try to re-record some of the audio. Well, mainly some of the dialogue that was missed. So, yeah. It's not going to be perfect, but hey, it's better than nothing. Don't mind me, I'm just looting the thing. This is all mine now. You see nothing? You see no— ooh, frozen man. I'm not trying to talk to you, Fizz. I'm trying to talk to Sarah. You found Sarah in the Steam Whale Company cellar. 182 experience gained. In the dim light, you find a young woman bent over a complex mechanical apparatus, studying some sort of a schematic drawing in deep concentration. Suddenly, she jumps up from her work and turns to face you with a startled expression on the prettiest oil-stained face you've ever seen. Your heart skips a beat as two beautiful deep blue eyes meet with yours. Who are you? What are you doing here? I warn you, I have a— she takes a quick look at her hand and continues— a wrench! And I'm not afraid to use it. Wait a minute. I'm Suladan. My brother Robert reserved me a cruise from the Steam Whale Company. This is your company, isn't it? Phew, I thought you were here to turn me into a stone statue. It's terrible. There's not a soul left alive on the surface. I have to say, I didn't expect any customers here after what happened. You must have seen that our ships are all destroyed. You'll have to talk to the desk gargoyle. He'll give you your money back. I've already talked to your gargoyle, and he told me to come here after spouting random stuff about defragmenting. Oh, drats, he must be malfunctioning again. I told him not to let anyone disturb me. You see, something very important's about to happen. Something I've been waiting for all my life, and I still don't have everything ready, and what's more, some of my dearest friends were just killed in the attack on the surface. Please, I really need to just finish my work. I'm so sorry. She waves you towards the exit. Come on, I made this reservation 1,000 years ago. Really? All right, if it's that important, I can spare a moment. You may call me Sarah. What was your name again? If you have a reservation, I might be able to find your name in the books and return the payment. I'm Suladan. My brother Robert told me that he booked me a ticket to Aeon from your company. Wait, did you say— Suddenly Sarah's eyes light up and she starts babbling. You're Suladan? The Suladan? Wow! That does change things a bit, doesn't it? She blushes. Oh, I nearly turned you away. I'm so sorry. I've been waiting for you all of my life. Wow, you really came. Ha! Proved you wrong, Aunt Jojo. Oh, my dear, your family tree must be such a mess if your aunt is Mojo Jojo. Sarah starts giggling, then stops abruptly. Wait. How do I know you're really who you say you are? A lot of people know I've been waiting for someone named Suladan to arrive. Do you have any way to prove who you are? Shouldn't it be enough that I came at the right time, have the right name, and know just about your ancient booking? Can't we just leave it at that? Come on, everybody in Snowman has known about that booking for about 500 years. There's even a novel about it. You'll have to think of some real proof. I know the booking was made by a man named Robert. This Robert's my older brother, who was somehow pulled into the past about 1,000 years ago. Really? I didn't know that. Oh, okay. Well, if you're really who you say you are, you should also have a holy companion traveling with you. A secret passed in our family from father to son, from mother to daughter, and so forth tells that the venerable Robert was anointed by the holy firelight of the wise. Now, where is this holy companion of yours? I don't see any wise man with you. You mean to say that Robert was annoyed by the happy firefly Fizz? Come here, Fizz. Fizz quickly zooms towards Sarah and whispers something in her ear. Really? Well, I can't say I didn't expect as much. My grandmother was nearly deaf, and her voice was really quite raspy when she retold the secret. And all this time, I've been expecting to see some tall monk. I could have brought a monk with me. I just came from the monastery. There's one in the smithy. Just go pester him. Alright, I believe you. You have no idea how much this means to our family, though. We've been waiting for your coming for 1,000 years. The Venerable Robert made absolutely sure we understood how important this mission was. We must get you to Aeon. The future of the entire moon depends on it. The young woman's expression turns to a warm, excited smile that makes your knees feel weak. Come on, I'll show you something. I really have to question, are we on the moon? I thought the place was just called Driftmoon. How is this the future of the moon? What happened to the Earth? If this is the moon... Free cake! Ironically enough, it was recently my birthday, so this is amusing timing. So, yeah, that's neat. Feather in your cap. Find 70 silver feathers. Strangely enough, the Steam achievement didn't pop up until I closed the game, which happened after this, since this is being recorded in post. This is our secret submarine, Steamy the Steam Whale. I made it myself. What do you think? Sarah waits expectantly for your reaction. It's a nice submarine. I've always wanted to travel in a submarine. Suddenly Sarah's enthusiasm fades, but Steamy isn't ready yet, and I don't see how she ever will be. Such terrible things have happened. You must have seen what's happened to everyone and everything on the surface. Yeah, I saw it. Everything's frozen. But you haven't heard the whole tale yet. One morning I was working inside the submarine as usual when a huge rock fell out of the ceiling right on top of Steamy, breaking a whole lot of components. I heard a terrible, ghastly scream from the surface. Then I heard a weird sound, like a half-heard whisper, but it was really loud. It took me a moment to realize it was a human voice speaking. People of Snowman, your plans to help Zuladan have been discovered. Feel the fury of King Ixal. For a moment I thought it was some of the kids pulling a particularly nasty prank on me, and it took me a while to realize something awful really was happening. Well, when nobody started laughing, I ran up as fast as I could and found the whole village was frozen. But that wasn't the worst part. The attacker was already gone, but all of the villagers, all of my friends, I found only cold statues. You must have seen the statues when you came in, even the cute little kids of my friend Abigail. How I wish it was all a nightmare, and I felt so guilty because I realized that Ixal's words were meant for me. I was the real target of his rage. I was the one planning to help you. I found the town smith who was to make the cage for the Zapil we need, cold as stone. Then I saw poor Captain Catdog's figure on his ship, unmoving like the rest of them. I stared at the motionless figure for the longest time, but I couldn't bear to go near him. I've known the captain all my life. He's been like a father to me ever since my own parents. Sarah pauses mid-sentence and looks away with tear-filled eyes. Zuladan, the captain, was supposed to be our navigator. He was the only one who's ever been to the island. They're all dead and our mission is lost. Even if I manage to repair all the damage to the submarine, we don't stand a chance without the Zapil to devour the engine and the captain to navigate us through the reefs. I just don't know how I can get you to Aeon now, even though I've prepared for this all my life. The young woman's eyes are filled with pain and desperation. Just tell me what we're missing and I'll see what I can do. You can help? I don't know. Well, you already heard that our navigator, Captain Catdog's turned to stone and we don't have a Zapil to power the engine. I really have no idea what you could do to help unless you were a smith. I may or may not have poured smoothie on my shirt. You saw nothing. I don't think the people are really dead. An old magical guardian, Eldar, told me that if Ixal's magic is undone, the people will be restored to life. Oh, you really think so? Oh, I'm so happy to hear that there might be some way the evil spell can be undone. I dragged one of the villagers here and tried helping him and tried everything I could think of. Health potions, elixirs, warm baths, even tickling his feet. Nothing happened. And I ended up using most of my potions in the process, which explains all the empty potion bottles that I absconded with. Confiscated. They're mine now. You can't have them. There's nothing I could do for the villagers, so I decided the most sensible thing to do was to make sure they didn't die for nothing and to do my best to make sure you can get to Aeon. But now you tell me they might actually be dead? That's wonderful. Will you undo Ixal's magic all by yourself? How can you fight someone so powerful? Ixal cannot die while his evil pendant still exists. That's actually why I'm going to Aeon, to find one of the gems and put a stop to Ixal's plans of collecting the gems for himself. Just be careful. Judging from what he's done, Ixal seems like he's pure, compressed, condensed, oversaturated evil. Do not add water. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Well, I found the captain, and he's not completely petrified. He's just somehow frozen. You can see her mouth form a comical O letter in surprise. Honestly? Can it be? You don't know how happy that would make me. We must help dear old cat dog. I'll run to him right away. No, wait, I can't. If I leave Steamy now that I'm in the middle of calibrating the relays, the engine could possibly very much explode. You can see the inner struggle in her eyes. Oh, Zuladan, please, go to the captain, find a way to help him. He's such a sweet old man, and with him we'd be able to start our journey. Will you do it for me, please? She looks at you with pleading, puppy dog eyes. Of course, I will unfreeze the old man. I knew you would say that. Thank you, she hugs you passionately. Did you know there's a new smith, my friend William, in town? He's very talented. He could probably make the cage. William, the old smith's son? That's great. I always thought this mission was a blessed one. Now we have a monk smith. I just hope the Notriumite ore I gave the old smith is still somewhere safe, and the plans too. I'm sure William will have no problems making the cage if you ask him. The little electric flies I tried at first burn out in a few dozen drift-longs, so without the Zapil we have no chance at all. It's the only creature strong enough to power the engine. Can I ask you a personal question? Shoot. Is there anything else you know about my brother Robert and the mission he gave your family 1,000 years ago? Not a lot, I'm afraid, and considering I thought your Firefly would be a wizard, it'd be pretty interesting to hear what you think of the rest. The other thing Granny whispered before she died was that a group called the Exalted Army is trying to save the world. Sarah pauses and looks shocked by something she just realized. Oh, wait, no, it must have been the other way around. It's the evil King Ixal and his army. They're trying to enslave the world, not save it, aren't they? No, they're trying to save the world. They just want to kill everybody to do it. Obviously. And this may make you worried, but it's been passed on in my family that the venerable Robert looked terribly thin and pale when he made the reservation. When he left, he said that he'd arranged himself a way to get to Eon and without using a ship. Sarah glances at you with a sad expression. She doesn't seem to think a lone man would have much chance of getting to Eon safely. But it's difficult to know if that's all true. Some of it may have been picked up centuries after Robert's visit. I don't know if you realize how strange it feels standing here with the legendary Zuladan. We've been waiting for you for so long, and you're so much less intimidating and a lot nicer than I thought you'd be, and younger too. I always visualized you looking sort of old and venerable.
That's because I'm secretly a 92-year-old man.
Anyway, I'm trying to... Anyway. I came here for the East Monastery. Gatekeeper Clegg mentioned you. I promised I'd say hello. Oh, you've met Uncle Clegg. That's nice. He's my father's oldest brother. A quiet man. You wouldn't guess how intelligent he actually is by talking to him. Actually, Clegg would have been next in line to inherit the leadership of the Steam Whale Company, but he wanted to devote his life to spiritual matters instead, so he became a monk. And that's why my father and mother were in charge of the company, up until they disappeared, that is. Why is your company called the Steam Whale Company? Is it named after the submarine? Oh, it's been that way for ages, ever since Robert came and gave us the strange mission. I can still hardly believe I'm trying to finish that very mission right now. She shakes her head. Oh, right, you asked about the name of the company. This ship is my invention, the first of its kind as far as I can tell. I guess I got inspired by the company's name. I don't know if they even had steam engines back then, but why would the word steam have been in the name then? Strange. Here goes Robert again, breaking the timeline. I think the beautiful whales that lived around Nomon for ages were the inspiration for the whale part of the name. At least I like to think the whales really inspired my ancestors, like they do myself. They're such magnificent creatures. Majestic somehow. I've read quite a lot about them. You wouldn't believe how smart they are, and their language is really complex. Maybe we'll even meet one of them during our trip. That would be awesome. Of course, some of the whales are too friendly, especially the males that might try to sink us if we think they're competition. So what happened to your parents? Oh, they're not here anymore. Actually, I have no idea where they are, or even if they're alive. One day about 9 years ago, they just disappeared. I was visiting Uncle Clegg at the East Monastery, and then when I got back, our house had been turned upside down. It was like a burglar had been looking for something really persistently. But the only thing missing from the house seemed to be my parents. They just vanished into thin air. They never would have left me like that. I was just a little girl and they loved me. Dad may have had a hunch that they were in danger because he made Captain Catdog swear he'd watch over me, but who would have kidnapped them? No one's heard anything from them since, but I still haven't given up hope, not completely. Maybe I'll find them one day. I'd be so happy to look into his eyes once more and tell them how much they mean to me. Will you come with me on my quest? Of course I will. You absolutely depend on me to get anywhere steamy, and even if you didn't, I wouldn't let you leave without me. Sarah smiles at you in the cutest way, then notices you looking back and turns her eyes away. Is it just the light, or did her cheeks turn redder? I'm so honored that I can help you stand against that horrendous king. Sarah smiles and continues, her eyes filled with determination. No matter how dangerous and difficult the adventure may be, our goal is worth it. It's worth all our trouble to fight for the good in the world, to defend that which is still decent and pure. If we don't do it, who will? Suddenly you notice that Fizz is jumping up and down and doing backflips in the air, even though it's impossible to jump while in midair, because then you're not jumping, you're flying up and down. Well, at least for a small winged creature. I can't say it's like universally impossible, but the firefly is not jumping, he is flying up and down. Look at Fizz, that little cutie. I think we have at least one of your candidate for defeating Ixal if you suddenly don't feel up to it. Sarah smiles and blows a kiss towards Fizz. Don't worry, Fizz. I'm sure we'll come with you to defeat the monsters. Okay, what else? Goodbye! Hi, what do you have in mind? William greets you with a smile, still limping. I need a cage for a zap eel. Sarah told me she ordered one from the smith, who is now petrified. Oh yeah, that would be the cage my dad was working on before he... William takes out some papers and examines them carefully. Just as I remember, the cage is mainly built from a very rare metal called notriumite, and Sarah apparently already supplied the metal. I'm willing to bet Dad hid such a precious ore in his storage room. William shudders. Oh yes, the storage room, the source of most of my childhood nightmares. Well, Dad was really handy at using that storage room himself, but I've never gotten the hang of it. Not as a kid, not now. I'd probably get stuck in there for days, limping after those heavy storage carts. William laughs out loud. The last time I tried, I got completely stuck, and Annie had to come save me. But if you can find me some notriumite ore from the storage room, I'd finish that cage in a moment. The design is actually pretty simple. I've got it right here. I went in there the first thing when I got here. Great, I'll start right away. You'll have to help me a bit, though. William holds out a hammer and apparently knocks me out with it because the world turned black. After a few hours of hard work, the cage is complete, and I am inside of it, apparently. There, it's right according to the schematic, so it should work. I just hope the zap eel isn't as dangerous as it sounds. You manage to corner the eel. It looks at you with large, scared eyes. Zipping and zapping. I feel really bad for it. I just want to give it a hug and set it free. Shove it inside the cage. The eel zaps you, but you manage to contain it inside the cage and take 15 damage in the process. This is the cage for the zap eel made by William with the eel squirming inside of it. That is a bird cage with an eel in it. That's just sad. Good news, I just managed to realign Steamy's helium bubble generator. That should hold our depth steady from now on. Any news? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to fix the captain. Oh, captain. 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 We gonna drag you all the way to town. This plan doesn't work, by the way. Oh dear, I forgot to talk to you. Hi, what brings you? Oh, okay. Actually, I skipped over this the first time, so I'm going to pause here and read it, since I'm doing this in post anyway and didn't get to read the statement the first time. Annie, the arrow merchant from the monastery, greets you. Hello, it's good to see you again. William and I have been so happy together ever since you helped us. Annie's eyes sparkle with happiness as she gazes at her limping husband. William's foot got caught in a crack in the ice and broke, but he won't rest no matter what I tell him. She then turns toward the window looking worried. We arrived here at the docks a few days ago. I wonder what on Driftmoon happened to this place. It was supposed to be a tropical paradise, but now everyone and everything is frozen. It's like a nightmare. We've examined some of the people, and it's like they've been turned to statues and frozen. Do you have any ideas how we could unfreeze Captain Catdog? I heard Saria was planning on using the sauna, but that stove won't light up. The sauna pipe's blocked by ice, like everything else around here. I wonder, could you find some way to melt the ice with the beam of the lighthouse? Maybe that'll be enough to fix the stove. Boats! 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 The lighthouse lamp is blindingly bright. Strangely, it shines everywhere instead of shining in a single direction. You shield your eyes with your hand and approach it. As soon as you get near, you spot the problem. The lens slot is empty. Pieces of glass littering the floor. The lighthouse will need a new lens before it works. Look at the lens slot. The lens slot is round and surprisingly small. It's roughly about the same size as the diamond in the fish that was stinking in Ward's room at Northrop Inn. So I could have used that instead of getting a karma point from it. Interesting little choice, but since I have a lens, let us use the lens. Light beam. Come on, Captain, we're dragging you back. Hey, Captain.
Loopy, low-life lobsters, slippery, sleazy sea snails. I will get you all, you notorious nutty non-fishes.
The old sailor jumps up and down for a while, madly flailing his fists in the air.
Saria, what are you doing here, and who is this skinny sumo whale?
We just saved you from being frozen, you goober. Glorified ice sculpture. Melted ice sculpture now.
Pompous pygmy piranhas, I owe you one, boy. And you, Saria, smart girl.
He pats you both on the back with his huge, hairy hands.
Saria, you won't believe what I saw before I froze. It started snowing, and all the kids went out to make snow angels. I decided to warm up my sauna. Aye, it was the strangest thing I ever saw. I looked out the sauna window, and they came down the river, sailing atop a huge iceberg. It was giant snowmen. Aye, you may think the giant snowman is just a legend, but I assure you it is not. One after the other, our people froze in bright flashes of light. I lunged at the snowman head-on, and then a cold like I'd never felt before. Nearly killed me, even though I've practiced swimming in icy rivers and lakes every time my ship travels the northern seas. I don't know what I would have done without you, Saria. And you, my boy. He genially nudges you with his elbow. Giant snowman. Slippery, sleazy sea snails. Aye, the giant snowman. 3 giant snowballs with one terrible carrot nose. The biggest carrot you've ever seen, boy. And there was a mean-looking man, too, a wizard of some kind. He just shouted that he is called Ixal and this village is being punished because in an alternate timeline we would have helped someone called Zuladan. And hey, didn't you say that was your name? Prancing pygmy piranhas, he meant you!
Yeah. No, I'm actually Word. I'm the assistant. Don't mind me.
Yeah, he meant me. Loopy lobsters, who would have thought they would be so frightened of a skinny sumo whale like you? But what happened here? Have you unfrozen the other villagers? And Sarah, is she alright?
I'm afraid the villagers would be beyond our help, but I've met Sarah. She's fine, but she's worried sick over you.
Ah, now I have the survivor's guilt. Nobody here has as tough a hide as I do. I should have taken them ice swimming more often. But I'm glad to hear at least Sarah survived. Could you find her and let her know I'm alright? I have to stay here a while and warm up. I'm still too frozen to bend me legs yet.
Look, Cat Dog tries to bend at the knees, but almost falls over.
Saria, can you get your uncle some warm cocoa?
You saw Ixal? Tell me everything you remember of him.
Hey, I saw that boistery Blu-ray for less than 15 seconds, didn't it? Breathed in smoke and fire, that sort of thing. Sounded like an overly obnoxious octopus to me.
Sarah says we need your help.
Think the maker Sarah's alright.
So you really are the one who's got the mystery ticket, eh?
Well, I was almost sure of it after our chat, anyway.
The captain looks in the distance, remembering something.
You do realize the locals have been waiting for you for 1,000 years. Let me see if I can recall the rhyme we used to sing as kids.
You brace yourselves, the old sailor starts singing in a deep, raspy voice.
Zuladan, 1 luxury cruise to Aeon. Hi-ho, hi-ho. No pirate, no shark, no shipwreck guarantee. Ho-ho. Cash paid up front and it's not for a pony. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Who will help him meet his end at sea? Hi-ho, hi-ho.
Oh, it's Aeone, Pone, Guarantee, C. Oh, okay. I've been mispronouncing it.
Aye, sudden death awaits those who go to Ione. The reefs, the sharks, the currents, the pirates, and that horrible undead man.
And this is where I realized something. Luckily, I was able to avoid him by cleverly camouflaging myself as a mushroom every time my parrot warned me it was in sight. I never want to go back there. The island of Ione is cursed. You'd be better off staying right here. Please don't ask me to go there again. Long story short, during the development of the game, when some of the plot points were changing, let's just say I recognize what the horrible undead man means, and have a theory on how it connects to the current plot. Neither of which will I be telling you, though. You'll see when we get there. I need to go there. It's the only way to destroy King Ixal. He looks in the Harper eyes and tears in his eyes.
She needs someone to look after her. She isn't as strong as she lets on, I swore to Sarah's father. I must be one nutty non-fish for promising you this, but I'll come with you. Last cruise of the Steam Whale Company. Achoo. You're a lucky lad getting to know our Sarah. She isn't easily impressed by young men, that young lady. The captain winks at you with a knowing smile, then takes on a fatherly approach. Just you remember to treat her with all the respect she deserves. because I'll be watching you. The captain starts walking in. But I'll meet you at the Steamwell Company.
Yeah, I'm sure it has, everything to do with us and not the fact that she's had this story romanticized in her head for her entire life, and now that she's getting the chance to actually complete it, she is transposing that romanticizing onto the person that is related to the story, and, not a healthy relationship there. But anyway, things are going to get awkward more than likely. We'll just have to wait and see. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. Something caused the... Well, it wasn't the microphone physically. It seems like Windows just kind of derped out and switched recording devices for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. It was just like mid-sentence. I didn't notice it at the time until after I'd recorded. And, yeah, so sorry about that. At least we got most of the dialogue. And what jokes I could remember. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pause here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience with the technical difficulties. And I will see you next time.